How's everybody doing? Okay, so this is the part we've all been waiting for, and this is the part I love the most, I think. So remember how I mentioned, like, so this is just isopropyl, right? I can shoot that on here and it's not going to do anything. You know, it won't permeate this paint. The lacquer's dry now. Okay, so we've applied the flat green XF5, the flat earth XF52, and the red brown XF90, right? Onto the facade, just very subtly and in random streaks. So we're done with those paints. Now, they're going to mostly get covered up, but when we hit it with the pressure wash technique and wash some of the last layers away, some of that is going to bleed through unpredictably, and hopefully, I would say 99 times out of 100 it turns out pretty good. So, all right, so the next color I'm going to lay on here is dark sea blue gray. Okay, this is just it's called dark sea gray XF54, but I think I added a little bit of blue to it. That's just the color I like to use. So it's been thinned down 50-50. I'd thin it even more, but in this case I want to get a little quicker coverage, so and I've done some already just to jump ahead. So I just want to again just run some random streaks, right? Just some streaks. Like, see where this brown and green is? I'm just going to cover that up. Up and down, up and down. Okay? That's enough. Okay, so and then just the railings too. So we want to, you know, maybe hit them with some of this blue gray. Okay, so one of the final layers we're going to lay on is sky gray. It's sort of a highlighting color, okay? Right. So, you know, you can see just a little bit, very little paint. Start with the railings. Pick up some of the more proud sections of the bridge that stand out. This Planton facade feature, for example, and then the Art Deco rails on the side. Okay, so now the final layer, right? The final layer that I showed you in the diagram, which would be, I can just point it out right here, would be, remember this? This layer here. So we've laid on the 1, 2, 3 approximately over top of the sealed layer. These are the Tamiya layers. Now we're going to lay one more layer with a, just a cutout frisket made of paper, like a stencil, okay? And I'll point that out to you real quick here. Okay, so then I just roughly cut out a template like this, just from a piece of printer paper, just with a knife, right? Just lay this on a board and just draw it with a pencil, just knife it out, even rip it, like rip pieces here with your hand, with your fingers too, to get a kind of random rough look. And I'm going to lay this in here like this, okay? And then I'm going to use this color right here. This is Deck 10, XF55, okay? Shake a little bit of that up. Make sure we got this lined up, you know, roughly the way it passes the eye test for you, or You know, sometimes the less we think about it, the better it is, right? Okay, so I'm gonna load up the airbrush with a bit of paint, and we're gonna go like this. Fairly heavy, this one. Okay, get the idea? Starting to take shape, eh? Okay, so now we've applied the final layer here, which should be this one right here. And now the next or final stage will be the isopropyl pressure washing. So we're going to turn the airbrush into a pressure washer, right? And I just want to knock down some of the hardness of the colors, cut through a few layers, and then soften everything. And then once this is all dry at the bench, we can go at it with an umber wash with a paintbrush and stuff and tweak it away, and you know, like the shadow and highlight areas at the very end. It's just like a little pressure washer. Just think of it that way. If you want to cut through, just go in really close. Don't be afraid to use just the air without paint to blow the isopropyl around. See this here? I'm going to leave that. Remember how I talked about wet on wet? Wet it down with isopropyl and take a brush of thin paint and give it one of these. Okay, so I want to add this in too because I want to encourage all of you to try some of this method. Don't get hung up on exactly the way I do it. Like experiment, try just a traditional paintbrush too. Like watch this. Like just take some isopropyl alcohol and then just squeeze it on like that. Okay? And then just take your brush and just give it a stroke downwards. And just see what happens. Like it'll reveal, you know, stuff underneath as well. See? Some of that texture. You know what I mean? Play around. Like this isn't just one, like it's not, like this method is not, you know, regimental. See, now some of the green and browns come through. I like that, see? Don't be afraid to play around, you know, or even a cloth or a sponge, you know? Okay, so just experiment, have fun. That's what it's about. And it's a journey of discovery, right? That's what a lot of this stuff is. It's not a black art like some people like to think it is. It's just experimenting, having fun, and letting paint and mediums have their way with the model, or in this case, the facade, right? All right, so thanks a lot for tuning in, and I hope you have a great day, and I hope you're encouraged to go model.